Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I was just making sure everything was working. I was afraid I'd be
Hello.
like, all right, let's go. And then I'd come in and I'd have like no audio or the camera just wouldn't turn on.
No, you're good.
So I know you're enjoying the vintages recently.
Yep.
You're killing it with your beverages. Well, I decided for this special first ever recorded episode of the podcast ever that we're actually going to have once the podcast is over.
Yeah.
I'd break out some bubbly of my own. Got a nice, I don't know the year per se, but I know it is high quality. We got some Montpellier Pamplemousse.
Nice.
It is carbonated water flavored with grapefruit.
That's kind of interesting.
It's one of my favorites, and I've been denying myself all this time, and by denying myself I mean I was too lazy to go to a dollar store where they sell it for $1. But I was in a local grocery store the other day getting some things, and I found that they had it at $1 at the grocery store as well. So I was like, hell yeah, I better pick it up. So now I'm gonna pour it into my mighty goblet. This, you know what? I didn't even know about this thing when I got it, but this cup holds like exactly 1 liter of liquid, and this is a liter bottle.
That's somewhat surprising.
So, I mean,
I
know
guess
it doesn't really look.
No, I guess I could see that. I do with a lot of the liter bottles. It's one
Oh,
2
you see
point.
that?
Yeah. The bottles that I normally deal with at work are either 1, 2.5, or 4-liter bottles. So that makes sense. So that's like what, 2 quarts or some shit?
A liter?
Yeah, I don't know how much a quart is. No, there's 2
A quart
quarts.
is a quarter of a gallon.
So
And a liter is like
a liter is basically a quart then.
very similar. Yeah, I think a liter is like 4.34 gallons or something super fucked up like that. Because imperial and metric they just don't.
No, a liter is a fourth of a
there-
gallon. There's 4 liters in a gallon.
But then that must be the metric liter conversion then, because I know there's one that's like some fucked up like 4 point something liters is a gallon. But
Yeah, I don't fucking know. All I know is
I
that
would have
whenever
to
I get
look
all I know is that whenever I get a gallon jug of ethanol in, I type in 4 for the liters.
let's
So-
hope that that's not a.
So either we've been doing it wrong for 3 years now, and
It's probably an imperial liter then that you're going by.
probably.
I love how we're sitting here on these devices that access the whole world, and we're just like, God, I don't know.
That's a good fucking
I
point.
just don't know.
Liter to quarts.
Make sure it's
1 liter is 1.05669. Nice. Quarts.
Yeah, see, I told you.
So yeah, it's
Cool.
basically. So how's it been?
Oh, dude, it's been good. I have a couple things to talk about, naturally,
Same.
like you do on the podcast. I forgot to pull up my notes before, but now I'm ready to do it.
I don't really think people would mind if this went over an hour, so we can just go until we're done.
Dude, that sounds good. We will be here for a couple hours in that case, because we never ever stop.
We really don't. That's true.
But now, oh wait.
I might have to get some wine in that case.
Hey! Chin chin. But, oh wait, let me grab my notes here, because I want to use that. I put the notes in the note, so I would use them. Also, okay, never mind. I adjusted the size of the window anyway. Doesn't matter. No one can see my screen, so it's just.
Welcome, Vars. Someone's watching.
Oh,
anyway.
Nice, dude. Welcome. All right, cool. So, first item that I wanted to bring up from my my list is, like I said, when I was at the grocery store buying this and 4 other bottles of this.
Okay.
I go through them quick. I'm actually rationing 1 bottle a day, because if not, I will drink them all in one day. I drink a lot of water. So, while I was getting that, I was at the cash, and the cash, it's like all different now with the COVID thing. There's like the screens, and you have to wait for the person who just paid to collect their groceries and leave.
By cash, you're talking about the Canadian version of the checkout line.
What do you call it? Checkout? You call it a checkout line every time?
Or a checkout, or a cash register. Or we call it that bitch down there or something. I don't fucking know.
That bitch down there. Yeah, I was talking to that bitch down there. No, I was at the cash, and the lady was an older lady. She had I don't know if you feel this way, but I'll see like an older lady with like the gray hair, and I'm just like, damn, she aged like fine wine. You know, do you ever get that
Reminds me of
with the
Elon
older lady?
Musk's mom.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness,
Something like
May
that, yeah.
Musk, isn't she just a treat?
Elon, not so
Or
much
was it?
anymore, but,
Oh no, he's
gone a little bit
kind
off the
of
deep end.
yeah, with naming his kid and calling that one guy a pedophile when he tried to save those kids, and
And also, he said that, he reopened his factory recently
oh
against the
yeah,
Alameda County orders.
but he tweeted it. It was like against the orders of the county. I'm going to be opening. It's like, are you
Yep.
some kind of idiot?
And then,
Sometimes.
like, all of his, like, half of his workforce didn't show up, and then there was, oh yeah, he was saying that this whole COVID thing is overblown and everybody's just overreacting.
I mean,
Yep.
if he had someone die or worked in the medical field, I'm sure he would not think that. But
I mean, he basically thinks that he works in the medical field himself, but whatever.
I bet he sees everything as just something he hasn't stuck his finger into yet. He's just
Probably.
like,
He's probably at
oh
that
yeah,
point. Did you,
medicine. I could make vaccines if I wanted.
did you know that he is not even one of the original founders of Tesla?
No, what? Doesn't he like own Tesla?
Nope.
No, he's on the board of directors, right?
hmm
Or he was, but then he got kicked off because he started.
He holds a majority stake in the company still, approximately 1/5 to 1/4
So
of the
not a
company.
majority, but a
No.
plurality.
hmm He
Okay.
bought a controlling stake in the company to become one of the 5 founding members, but there were 2 engineers who originally started the company.
Hmm.
You could argue that technically he is like one of the founding members because he was the 3rd employee of the company who bought then a controlling share of the company to inject funds into the company to allow it to expand.
Hmm.
But I learned that the other
But
day that
really, he's not. It's less like it's more like an investor, because if you come up with a product or an idea, you need someone to give it the cash flow.
yeah,
It's like
so
Dragon's Den. Have you ever watched Dragon's Den or Shark Tank or any of that?
yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be like, yeah, I want this much part of your company, and I'll give
hmm
you this much money.
Yeah.
Basically, he's a dragon, which I could see him doing because he likes to throw money around and make flamethrowers and all this shit.
And he seems to have a knack for at least making his companies break even.
I mean, I'd say that's a skill to have,
And
even if you don't
if
make a profit.
he's got anything going for him, it's what he has assisted with creating and enabled. I would say
Yeah.
not necessarily like himself, like doing the work, but
Hmm.
he has put a face to it and popularized it. And I mean, this is one thing that I was really impressed with Tesla, and then we can move off of this subject. They have never once put out a paid advertisement.
Really?
They don't pay for advertising.
That's amazing
It's
because
all
Tesla
word
is
of mouth.
everywhere.
Yep, it's all word of mouth and
Bold
social
move.
media. I mean, I don't even think Tesla has officially a social media team. I think they just paid people to come in, do videos, and then post that on like a Twitter account. But they
But who
don't
posted?
probably like a social media intern or a social media individual, but they don't have like an advertising force like most companies do.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
marketing
even
department.
think. What's up?
Like a marketing department.
Yeah, like I don't even
Yeah.
think SpaceX does.
Well, I mean, what kind of advertising would a space exploration company do, or like one that's well, I guess that's
I
what
mean, like
SpaceX
Northrop
makes.
Grumman,
I don't.
they do a lot.
I know the name, but I don't even
They do a
know what
little
they
bit of advertising, and they have like sponsorships for teams and stuff.
do.
But
I mean, I
but
don't
yeah,
really see. I mean, other than like, of course, money, but I don't really see if what would you even advertise about? Like,
come to
we're
us
going to
for
space
your
again.
launches or something. I don't know if you need like a commercial space flight.
Commercial, but you can't sell tickets to space yet.
Or a commercial spaceflight launch, like putting a spacecraft in orbit or something like that's their primary source of income. Whereas like say ULA, United Launch Alliance, does all of their launches for like NASA or the U.S. government or non privately traded or non publicly traded companies. Like SpaceX does a lot of public company launches, like telecom communications, stuff like that. Whereas ULA does like military launches and spy satellites and shit like that.
Oh, so they're being paid by the people who are giving them the payload to launch.
Yeah. Rather than
Okay.
so that's SpaceX, whereas ULA
Of course.
yeah. Whereas
And ULA.
ULA and some one or two other launch providers do basically solely private contracts with the government or military.
I'd say that's probably more consistent work, if I had to guess.
There's actually a really good video by the Everyday Astronaut, or Smarter Everyday actually did a good one too.
Mhm.
Smarter Everyday did probably the better one, I'd have to say, just because he went inside the factory and talked with the CEO of ULA,
Cool.
and it's like a how to build rockets
Yeah.
video, but he also
How-
has a secondary. Yeah, it's really interesting. It goes like through the whole process of how to build a rocket, like through their factory and everything. But then
I'm
there's
just
this,
flashing back to middle school when we made those rockets like this big, you know?
yeah, like with the little rocket engine that was solid
Yeah.
rocket fuel. Yeah,
And like the plastic parachute and shit.
dude,
I
those
had the
plastic
longest
parachutes.
flight in my class.
That's
12
some
seconds.
impressive. I've actually wanted to do a couple of those, but I want to make I want to just completely overdo it. Like I want to figure out what the exact thrust is of one of those little engines,
Mhm.
and like put a payload on it and put like staging in it. Like it would be
That'd
really
be complex.
complicated
But
especially
I
for
think
like
it'd be
essentially a solid rocket motor that you're just shoving in there and putting a fuse on. But still, I mean,
I think it'd be, if anything, if not educational, and if not functional, and if not safe, then definitely fun. know?
it'd definitely be fun. And I mean, with those little rocket motors, there's not really any chance of like a detonation or anything. Like worst that's gonna happen
Even
is
if it was,
catch
like,
on fire for 10 seconds and then you're good.
yeah.
You know. But anyway, yeah, the video talks about ULA's like consistency because they have a more pre-planned launch strategy because
Mhm.
SpaceX is basically like, hey, somebody comes to them and says, hey, we want you to launch this, and then they had the time to plan for that and whatever. But the government is like, yeah, we're gonna have these series of launches that we want over this period of time. Go for
Also,
it.
like long term.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like having a contract like that over time is like consistent funding,
Yeah.
whereas it's like kind of by ear if you're doing a commercial.
Pretty
like,
much. Yeah. Based on
a
demand.
launch basis. Yeah.
Uh huh.
That's cool. I didn't really know much. I literally before now have considered 0% the role of a launch provider. I never heard anyone say launch provider until just now. So that's a cool concept that I haven't really
It's
even
weird.
begun to think about.
It's like the difference between FedEx, USPS, and UPS.
That's an excellent comparison. It really brings it all home. That
Yeah.
was great. You know, I'm glad I came to your TED talk. This flashed me to something that I completely forgot.
I'll put the
about.
link to those videos in the description of this
Oh.
video, by the way.
Oh my god, dude.
Just so that we have it. There we go.
That's some profesh kind of shit.
That's not an ad. That was just recommendation. All right. Anyway,
I mean, just education stuff. But
back to you.
I had this thing I was going to say about the cash register, the cashier.
Yeah.
But now it's making me think of completely something else. Have you seen the video of the railgun projectile?
With like in what context? Because I like originally when railguns first started to be a thing,
Mhm.
I like watched a couple of videos on them, but I haven't really like seen anything since then. So like, what are you talking about specifically?
There's a video. The projectile travels so amazingly fast.
Yeah.
There is video where the subject, being the projectile, is perfectly center frame and focused for the entirety of its flight.
I know how they did that actually.
Yeah, it's with a fucking
The rotating mirror. Yep.
I could not believe how interested I was in, like, watching. It's like, oh my god, it's a mirror, and then they like
Isn't that insane?
in the perspective of it, like
Yeah.
Oh god, so impressive. It was amazing.
The like
I really
the 90-degree angle on the lens, and then it rotates to refract. Yeah, it's insane.
It's nice because it's way easier to move a mirror than like this super high speed like imagine like a phantom camera. You're just like, all right, go, and the whole thing just breaks in half.
Yeah, essentially. What
No way.
Gavin Free, the slow mo guys, did, and Dan Grucci, won't forget him. essential part of that team,
Yeah.
did their own video on that.
On reflective filming?
Yeah, on a Canon.
They filmed I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen a Canon video that they did, but I don't remember them doing.
They fired a howitzer
Uh-huh.
and had one of those rigs going, and then they explained how it works.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out because
I'll include the link in that to that one in the
dude,
description
I'm gonna
as
have to hit up
well.
the link dump after this. Holy shit.
That one's pretty cool.
Okay, so the cashier
Yep.
was there, older lady.
Wait, how did you get onto the topic of a railgun when we were talking about that?
We were talking about the rockets, and I was just thinking science stuff, and I kind of put science stuff all on one end of my brain. It's like mostly occupied by Mythbusters from when I was young, but then there's also like Kerbal Space Program and like the space launches that I've watched happen, and like the Challenger disaster. I mean, it's all there.
Fair enough.
It's
All
just
right,
like that's the science part.
cash.
So I'm there. I'm going through the cache. I got my 5
Mhm.
bottles of Montelier Pamplemousse, right,
Mhm.
and some other stuff. And I'm going through, and completely unprompted, this lady's like, "How are you having a good day?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing all right. How are you?" And she's like, "Oh, it's good. I hope you don't take this the wrong way." I was like,
It's always a
"All
good
right."
start.
She goes, "You're a very handsome young man." I was like, "Oh, uh, thank you. Oh my God, what the hell?" She's like, "Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you understand that I'm telling you to let you know, not because some people might think." I was like, "Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but yeah, just thank you. It's really hard I find to respond in situations like that. I don't have them often. I will say, but this one, she was just like completely out of the blue. I was like, damn, what the hell? I was like, yeah, thanks. That's I ended up, you got to say something. I was like, oh, thanks. It's really nice to hear. That's gonna keep me going all week.
Of
And she
course.
said, yeah, well, come around, and I'll say it again. I was like, oh, is she actually flirting now? I can't tell. Anyway, that was such a weird fucking. I find it so hard to take compliments, and
Same.
you know,
I
it's.
don't get many.
I feel like
So same.
there's no. Exactly, but I feel like there's got to be somebody somewhere who's really good at taking compliments. Like, how do you have grace when taking a compliment? Because it's like
You just acknowledge that you're better. Like to accept a compliment,
Mhm.
I feel like you have to be the kind of person who just like constantly thinks of them as superior, themselves as superior.
themselves. Yeah, I figure because cause my whole point with that is me trying not to come off as like an asshole. Because what do? Agree? Or I mean, you could.
You just
I mean, but
thank
it kind of
them
makes you
and move
agree.
on.
But then I feel like it's like I really appreciate a compliment because I'm so starved for affection. No, but the idea is that I want to let them know that I appreciate it. But I mean, other than I guess just thanking them would be the best. But then I feel like if she were to say, "You're quite a handsome young man," I was like, "Oh, thanks." Yeah, I'll
You're
be
not so
taking care of
bad
it.
yourself.
Don't take this the wrong way. I know you're a very handsome young man. Take this the wrong way. But are you busy tonight? Yeah.
No, I don't
How else
know.
would it go?
Like in that situation, it'd be kind of weird. It's like, well, I don't even know that it'd be weird. It'd just be difficult to, yeah, like yeah. I know how you mean.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough anytime. Like if you made. That's not even true. I feel like compliments are difficult when they're about you. Because if I made a meal and somebody was like, "This meal is really good," I'd be like, "Thank you. I worked really hard on it, and I tried this, and it ended up working out real well." But if someone's like, "It's about you," it's like, are you responsible for the way that you are,
Yeah, but how many
for the way
people
that
are
you
gonna
look?
unsolicited give you a compliment like that? Like
Not too
that is an
many.
out of the ordinary situation where I feel
Also
like
true.
anyone would be like, "Thanks," but like if you show up to a party and you like put a lot of work into your look, people are like, "Hey, nice, good outfit." You can be like, "Ah, thanks,
Mhm.
man," and then like that's a different situation.
Yeah, the thing is, I feel like here. Okay, this is
Like
what I'm
you were just
noticing.
probably just
Describe
coming
me
home
the
from
way that I
work,
think
right?
about these things. What's that? What did you say?
Someone wants us to say something in chat, but I don't know that I'm gonna do it because I feel like it's a trap.
Wait, let me check the chat, and I'll see if I can say it. I'll save you from saying it. So if you run for office in the future, you won't have to. All right. Okay. Let's look. Let's take a look. Okay, so I just joined.
Can you repeat that, Joe Law? What do you want us to say?
Yes, repeat it, because I haven't seen the chat. Also, welcome to the chat, Jola. Show him. Is him me in this situation?
No, it's his mate or his friend.
Oh.
He wants us to say that.
Oh, that's easy. Wait. I'll say it.
Okay.
I'll say it. You show David. But I am going to Google it first, just to be sure, like Urban Dictionary, because I've heard people say it, and I'm like, oh, that's innocent. Coined for or used on one occasion. So it's like a single-use thing. Okay. So here's where it really gets interesting, because I figured this would be the case. I'm on Urban Dictionary. It's UK slang for a pedophile.
I don't think we're gonna get banned for calling somebody a pedophile. You want to say it all at the same time?
I just said.
All right.
Pedophile on stream, right? It's
that's
not a bad
that's
thing.
all right. You
And
ready?
The thing is that the guy's name is a common name as well.
We'll say it at the same time.
Can we
Yeah.
time it at the same time? Is
Yeah.
Discord like no delay at all?
I mean, it's like good enough. You ready?
All right.
David, you nonce. I don't know. Okay, there we go.
David. That's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna say it so he has a clean one. All right.
All right.
David, you nonce. I was gonna do an accent, but I don't have an accent, and I don't feel like I could reliably do one for the nonce himself. So I'm just gonna say it with my American accent. They're better anyway, right?
Canadian.
I mean, I really do have an American accent if you think about it. Because
compared to most Canadians, yeah.
They tell me, some people tell me I have an accent. There's a girl at work. She says, "God, you have such a noticeable accent."
Does she also say that about your penis?
Hey, no. She's a lesbian, actually. This particular female.
Nice.
But she says you have such a distinct, like, noticeable accent, and then I'm like, no, I don't, because everyone at work sounds basically like I do. And I asked some people, and I'm like, do I have an accent, like, at work? I'm like, she says I have an accent. Do I have one? And they say no, or they say kind of. So
I guess it depends on where you're from, maybe. Like where they're from. I mean, like how they perceive your accent compared to what they're used to.
That's fair, but it's like everyone at work sounds to me basically the same. I don't really have like the minutia of Canadian like regional accents down to a science, but I feel like it's not really particularly noticeable in comparison to the accent of let's say your normal everyday Canadian.
Okay.
Oh, it's for banter. Okay, it's for banter. Thank you, Jola. I'm glad we could participate in your banter.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Please do. Tell David to enjoy it as well. More than he enjoys kids, though.
So, I wanted to bring something up that we mentioned last time we were talking.
Oh, dude, nice. What was it?
So you remember when we were talking about like fucking around in Virginia, in the parking lots and like climbing on shit and doing whatever?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So we like a lot of our teenage years revolved around getting food or just eating or making food.
I was talking with somebody about this 2 days ago. My oldest friend actually from Virginia, called me up and we were talking for hours. That's why I was so tired yesterday.
Thanks for the follow.
Because, nice. Thanks for the follow, dude. So this friend, we were talking forever, which is why I was so tired, because we talked until 2 a.m.
Damn.
And I had to work at 7. So that's why yesterday I came home and 7:30 I went to sleep and I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. It was a lot. I was like, when we were growing up in Virginia, we did all this dumb.
We did a lot of dumb stuff.
Not even dumb. We did like some kind of like questionable and really kind of nonsensical. I wouldn't say anything we did was particularly stupid. I could probably think of some examples if I dwelled on it, but so much of what we did was literally for food and drink.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the whole. I was telling her, I was like, yeah, this is really like everything we did was for drinks or food or both, but never were we ever like, you know what we should do? We should see if we can get some fucking booze or something, dude. We
Yeah,
should start drinking. We should see if we could score some drugs.
like I think
Never
your dad
ever
gave us
was
some
that.
sake at one point, or maybe some beer, or like a shot of liquor or something. But we were like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, not for. It's like that one
nope,
isolated incident, and
yeah,
other than that, it was like motherfucking DP, yo. And then we Izzy's. I remember we would drink Izzy
true.
sometimes. Well, just like on that one particular night, and then that's basically it. And then the rest
Chipotle.
was food. Chipotle,
Remember
Taco Bell,
Cost Bid?
Cospid and Cospep. I think about them often. Yes, indeed.
What a legendary, like ahead of its time theory.
I mean, it still rings true to this day. But also, I'm so glad that we never like felt like we had to like go and we were just inside the law. We were just followed the rules.
I don't
We
think there
didn't
was
do anything
any.
bad or wrong or anything.
I don't even think there was any like motivation
Hmm.
to do anything other than what we did because it was
Yeah,
so satisfying. Play video games, go to Chipotle, work if we had jobs at the time, go to school and
which we
marching
didn't.
band.
Yes. I mean, we didn't have jobs for like most of the entirety of our friendship back
Yeah, but
then.
you
We
remember
didn't,
when I got a job and then I just took us to Chipotle all the time?
and then took me to your job, and we would just you'd be working and we'd be also playing the trivia game.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, that was a good
Oh my
time.
god, it was a great time, dude. Those beer pretzels were awesome. Too bad they got shut down for tax evasion. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
isn't it terrible? Isn't it terrible that they did that? But listen, you can't always pay all your taxes. Everyone knows that.
Someone asked in chat, do we live together? It seems like we were in the same apartment, same wall color and door. No, we do not live
You know
together.
what? That's
But it is a good
super
point now
good.
that I think about it.
I wish we lived
This
together. That'd be fucking awesome.
this
You're trying to get me there.
this is all I'm not saying I'm not. This is very similar to that. This
Hmm.
door right here.
Yeah.
Very similar. And actually the walls are the same color. It's a little bit hard to tell in this lighting, but the walls are exactly the same color.
Do you have popcorn ceiling?
Yeah.
Me too. Damn. You know what? Maybe we do live in the same house. We didn't even know. Solid observation. Someone's really reading into the background here. Don't look at all my. This is where I keep all my food because I live.
I actually don't live in an apartment, and neither does he.
Yeah, we both live in homes like houses. But yeah, no, we don't live in the same place. That would be amazing though. Also, if we lived in the same place, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be doing this over Discord.
Yeah. I mean, we might have two separate video feeds or like multiple angles, but still, it wouldn't be like this.
Good
But
question.
yeah,
We'll take a quick-
I was just thinking about how our lives simply revolved around food, and it like prevented us from doing drugs or whatever. And we never really broke any rules. Like there was never anything that we like pushed the limit on. I don't think. Maybe like trespassing at that fucking
Yes.
weird ass cult church.
Yes, that's the one example I was thinking of because I was like, we didn't even really break any rules, and I was like, wow, one time
Yeah,
we technically we didn't even sneak. It was like we were
we literally
on
just walked.
property that was private. There was like it was a church which is known for being culty and has a history of breaking up families and grooming children, and it's really bad shit. We won't say what the name is, I guess, even though it doesn't really matter. Fuck them anyway. But it was a terrible church, and they have a prime piece of land. The value of the land is like, I think I remember hearing a quote that the land that they're on and like all the land that they own in that area is like worth $7 million.
Jesus Christ! How do churches make money? By the way, I'm gonna add that to our list. To talk about
offerings, and they don't get taxed.
Yeah, but they have to pay their fucking people who work there. Like the pastor makes money. Like the pastor my parents live near has a fucking nice ass house in the same neighborhood as my parents. And if you know my parents, like they make a decent amount of money, so they have a nice house.
I don't. They can't. I mean, that's the one thing I always wondered. What's the offering at church really for? Like they hand around the things, and everyone basically, let's say at least 50% of people give a little bit once a week. And if you have a sizable congregation, it's like, how much are you making? Where does it go? Is it for the church? Is it for the
Like,
people who work at the church? Is it for both?
my
Do they
parents
renovate with the money? Do they send it
really,
away?
yeah, and like church renovations, how the fuck do you save up enough
Exactly.
donation money? Like, you'd have
They
to
were
have
going
some
to
like,
build a wing on the church, so we've just been pilfering the offering for the past 6 years, and now we're going to do it. It's like, I don't understand how it happens.
most
I'm not.
pastors get a salary from their church. The church collects voluntary contributions from its members and then uses this money to pay the pastor as well as pay for maintenance of the church building, supplies, etc. But like when I went to church, we had like a congregation of like 100 people or
Mhm.
something twice a day. I mean, my parents never put in more than like $5 at a time,
Mhm.
and assuming that's
Twice
like,
a day?
or each week that we went. What?
Twice a week or
So like
once a
you
week?
have two congregations, right? So you assume that there's
Do you?
we didn't go to both, but like there's two services in a day.
Oh, that's too serve. Okay.
So
So you
like
get right.
so like
Okay.
from both you get around the same probably. So
Approximately.
like I make or I would put my family would put like $5 in, and then if you assume that there's like 100 people there, that's only $500.
Mhm.
$1,000 a weekend is not enough to pay a pastor and the secondary pastor and have money left. Like that's only $4,000 a month split
A month.
between everyone who works at the church, or even if it's
And the
only the
church itself.
pastor, and pay for repairs for the church itself.
Let me look at these real quick.
Somebody in chat
I
is saying that people give like 10K and shit all the time to churches, and while I don't doubt that, it's insane.
That is insane. Imagine having so much money
You can
that
just
you're
give it
like,
away to a church.
here's $10,000 for being a church. And then you
Also,
look at some places like a Catholic church,
yeah,
like a cathedral, like a lush. They got carvings and gilded and stained glass and paintings, and they got these candles that are like bigger than you.
yep.
How do they do it? It seemed a bit opulent to me whenever I would go to a Catholic mass.
See,
It
and
seemed
for
a
like
bit much.
for several religions that don't revolve around like earthly possessions and say like you're fine with what you got, or like greed is
Yeah,
not great. They have a lot of, you're right, opulent shit. Like
it seems really for a religion talking about like the meaning behind
they're all affluent.
existence and morality. They're very affluent. It seems really kind of secular, which is strange. It's just like when the current pope entered the papacy. The previous pope had a chair that he would sit in for mass, and this chair was like not even a chair; it was a throne, like a gold chair, cushions, like the arms were like carved, and the whole thing was like it was a work of art. And Pope Francis, one of the first things he did, he got rid of that chair and he replaced it with a wooden chair. And I was like, that's really what it should be about, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah.
For to a certain extent, it's like it shouldn't matter if you're in like this hallowed hall, or if you're like in a lot of churches. I mean, I've been to some services. You're just like in a basement somewhere. You're under fluorescent lights. You're all sitting around in metal folding chairs, and that's church just as much as like
Yeah, exactly.
Easter Mass in the
Uh-huh.
Vatican is church.
Yep. I don't know, dude. It's fucked sometimes. I feel like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Do you think somebody has ever like read something like, oh yeah, people will they just give a ton of money whenever they want, and then they're like, you know what, I'm gonna start a church and just wait for somebody to come along.
Are church donations, if they're big enough, tax deductible?
I don't know anything about tax deduction. I actually donated $5 today because at work we've been doing this thing where if you place your order, we ask you if you want to donate $5 to our local health center, our emergency health center, because they're doing a lot of renovations because they have a lot of volume right now. And it's like, oh, if you give $5, you get a free coffee and a bumper sticker that says, we support our healthcare heroes, which I think is a great thing to support people in the medical field, especially at this moment because it's
Yeah.
fucking hectic and it was just like National Nursing Day or like a day in celebration of nurses like yesterday.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's super good, obviously, to help out people who work in the medical field because they do a fucking lot. Like my mom and both my sisters have worked in the medical field.
Yeah.
My mom for decades, so
I remember
super
she used to complain about how little money she made. I mean, I don't blame her
Yeah,
for complaining about that at all. And she was a
and she
volunteer EMT.
for
So
14 years. It was a long time. But
yeah. What does she do now?
so now she works at the jail that I went to.
How long did she work at that hospital for?
Oh god, it was like she was moving around the hospital for years and years, all different places. Now she works once a week, I think. On the weekend, she works in the maternity ward.
Okay, that's pretty decent.
In addition
You
to
said she
her
works at.
regular
She
Monday
said
to
she.
Friday job.
You said she works at your jail,
Yeah.
the jail you resided in,
Yes.
which is probably a long story for another podcast.
Yeah. It's probably its own story. The details will come out over time. But yeah, it's that jail. So that's her like day to day, Monday to Friday, and then she does one day of work at the hospital in the maternity ward. Anyway, I decided that I wanted one of the bumper stickers
Mm-hmm.
because I just got a bike and I want to put it on my bike. So I went and I made the $5 donation today, and one of my managers was like, "Oh, are you gonna get that deducted off your taxes?" I was like, "You can do that." Like I've always heard the phrase tax deductible.
Yeah,
I don't really
that's
know much
insane.
about it, so I couldn't tell you if like a $10,000. Because if that's the case, I mean, you can basically like just create money out of thin air. It's like if you have, let's say you have $10,000 to your name.
Yep.
And right before you file your taxes, you donate $1,000 to, well, no, let's say right before the end of the year, because it's for the year. So right before the end of the year, you donate $1,000 to your good buddy because he has what is technically a legitimate organization that can receive donations.
Mhm.
Technically, like let's say you just tick all the boxes. It's like not really for anything. It's just for gathering money, and you donate $1,000 to him.
Mhm.
And then you file your taxes and you say, "Oh, I gave this guy $1,000. Let me get that back."
It has to be a acceptable tax deductible donation. Like they're specific.
I wonder how difficult it is to fill the boxes there.
I mean,
It's
probably not
like
insanely difficult, but still.
if you fit all the criteria,
Mm-hmm.
if you went through all the channels, then it's like I give you $1,000, you give me $1,000, and then we file, deduct the taxes, we get it back, and now we're both $2,000 or $1,000 richer. That seems like a crime that I bet people have done their best to exploit in the past, and I'm not suggesting it.
Basically.
I'm not saying that's what we're gonna do, but we will talk after the pod. No, of course not. We're not gonna do that. But it's something to consider, certainly. Now that we're a good, decent bit into this podcast,
yeah, you wanted to talk about something.
I realized that it probably doesn't even matter at all now because I kind of fucked up a little bit. But I work in a fast food restaurant, and I work in the drive-thru very often because we're only working drive-thru right now.
Yep.
And you got I mean even before pardon me. This bottled water is really doing me well today. I should probably move this away from my mouth if I want to belch, but why not get the full experience? Anyway, you get regulars coming through, and I have a couple regulars who are very nice, and I have one regular who I have like strangely the best rapport with. He's a very friendly guy, dark hair, long hair, like me, beard, love it.
Okay.
And he says, "Man, you're too freaking good to be working here. What are you doing? Is this just like a social experiment you're doing, and then you're gonna go back to your actual job?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's an experiment. I'm experimenting here by working here for like a couple years." And he's like, "All right, well, I hope it's going well." And then the next time I see him, he's like, "How's it going, the experiment?" I'm like, "Oh, it's going." It's hard to have a conversation that's very long because I'm pressured for time. He wants his food, But strangely, over time, over these like 15-second interactions, we've developed this rapport. And today he said the most interesting out of the blue thing. He said, "What are you going to start a YouTube channel or something?" I was like, "I have a podcast today at 6 p.m." He said, "What's the link, bro?" I said, "Oh, it's Blue Food Live," but it's not.
It's BlueFood TV.
It's Bluefood TV. So he's probably looked for. I mean, if this is a, it's it's a point of hope that I have that he searched for it, and with how nice this guy is, I bet he did because he wants to support me, which is super nice. But I feel
Well,
like the
it'll be
next
on
time we see each
YouTube.
other, he's gonna be like, "I couldn't find it for the love of God." I'd be like, "Listen, man, I failed you for real." So hopefully, I was gonna say, hopefully he's watching right now. There's my drive-through guy, but he's not. He's probably not, unless he. Because I said, here's the thing. I actually didn't say Blue Food Live. I said Blue Food TV, Blue Food Live. So he might have, if he really remembered.
He'll remember the prior one and maybe try both of them.
I hope. So I hope he's here. I hope you're here, pal.
Do you know
if
his
you're
name?
not, suck. No, I don't.
Well, there's a guy named Shane Anigans in chat, and he said
Shane.
that's the one who's been talking every once in a while. We've had like 6 unique chatters in chat.
Dude, nice. Anyway, if you're out there, drive-through man, I hope you know that I really thought it was Blue Food Live. It's a very new thing. This is episode 2. But I'll get you next time you come in for your coffees, sir. We'll get you.
Drop the YouTube link too.
I mean, it's all the same.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
BlueFood TV.
If he doesn't know that it's
on
gonna be
YouTube and
as well.
Twitch and Twitter.
Mhm.
Twitter?
No,
Yeah,
I
and
don't think we have Twitter yet.
Damn it! What was the third one? Twitch, YouTube, and we have a Google account, like a Gmail account.
Yeah. But
don't email us.
Do email us.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Just no weird shit. Don't send us to like Reddit 50/50 or anything.
It's probably not the weirdest thing that I could have imagined people sending us, but
Yeah, but I mean, it's potentially the worst thing because it could be anything behind the links, right?
Well, yeah, it's nothing we're gonna open on stream because that'll 100% get us banned. But
yeah, obviously not. Jeez, you think people want to see chopped up penises on the stream that they're watching for leisure and for fun?
I mean,
that's a whole different site.
So I wanted to ask you about this TV show that I've been watching.
Okay, what show is that? Tell me it's not called Too Hot to Handle.
It is not called Too Hot to Handle. It's something that Julie wanted to watch, and I denied her.
You denied her? You can't deny your fiance, dude. That's like against the rules.
I told her she could watch it without me.
Really? That's like straight up.
I don't want to watch reality TV show shit. That's boring.
Oh, it's reality. Okay, it's reality TV. We're narrowing it down. Okay.
Yeah.
You said it sounds boring. Now, the truth is that it's a reality genre, so it's probably all boring. But it's something that Julie wanted to watch.
And I didn't. So she's allowed to watch without me.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out what it is. Now, there's a lot of reality
Too Hot to
TV
Handle?
going on right
now. Or what I was going to talk to you about.
No, yours. I'm trying to figure out what yours is.
See if you can guess it. I'll give you a description. It takes place in, I think it's somewhere around London. It's a London suburb.
A suburb in London? Reality show?
No, not a reality show.
You said it was a reality show.
No, you said, please tell me it's not Too Hot to Handle. And I said that no, Too Hot to Handle is a reality TV show, and I don't like that shit.
Oh, okay.
This is a show that I like. It's a comedy. It takes place in the UK.
Wait, okay. Well, let's back up. I confused the issue by bringing up Too Hot to Handle.
Okay.
This is a show that you say
is good.
Is good. Okay.
You should
so
watch
Too Hot to Handle is what you wanted Julie to watch alone.
Yeah, because she said she wanted to watch that, and you brought that up, and it was completely separate.
Okay, all right. So let's forget about that. So the show you're watching is a London suburb. You enjoy. Is it called Peaky Blinders?
No, but I have heard that's good.
Okay.
It's set in modern times.
Okay.
It's somewhat of a political comedy, or it's politically aware, I suppose. It's not political, but it's politically aware. And are you still trying to guess, or am I just going to tell you what it is?
I'm completely lost. Please go ahead.
Okay, it's called Man Like Mobeen. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever watched in my life.
Okay.
And it's about a Muslim man who lives in the UK who has 2 friends. One's named 8, and I think the other one's named Nate. So 8, like the number 8.
Okay.
And Nate, like Nathaniel.
Okay.
And he lives with his sister, Axe, AKS. That's the abbreviation for her name.
Okay.
Her full name is like some
longer
Pakistani name that I actually can't remember right now. It's like I think it's Akeisha, but it's spelled like Aquuisha or something like that.
Okay, so Axe, 8,
Nate and Mobeen.
Mobeen is the main character.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's a comedy, but it's a 3 seasons, with 4 episodes in each, and each of the episodes are 30 minutes long. So it's somewhat
Okay.
of like a continual mini series, and there's supposed to be another season.
Cool.
First season
Very English.
is hilarious.
Okay.
Actually, the first 2 seasons are hilarious, but the third season is more of like a comedic drama. But I highly recommend you watch it.
All right. I might have to check it out, and then we can talk about it on a future episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I want to talk about with you, and we can delve as deep as we want on it, because I feel like I don't really plan on continuing to watch it. I had not heard of it at all. Apparently, it's new, and it's called Too Hot to Handle.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work. It came completely out of the blue. A lot of stuff's coming out of the blue recently. Handsome Young Man, YouTube channel, Too Hot to Handle. Anyway, this manager at my work, she's constantly like shitting on me. Not literally, but just like everything I do. She's just like, why are you doing it this way? Get away from me. And it's like, we're the same age. So she's like kind of jokes at me, but like, I'm like, you'd think it would be not funny anymore to just like kind of schoolyard, just like say things to somebody. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then randomly she was like, have you seen the show Too Hot to Handle? I was like, no. And she explained the premise to me, which you are familiar with. For people who don't know, Too Hot to Handle is a show about these people finding the creators of the show finding the most conventionally attractive people that they could from Europe and North America, and putting them on at a luxurious beachfront
is it like
destination.
An island, or is it?
I don't know if it's an island. They don't
but yeah,
show
they're on a beach.
An island. They're on a beach, and there's like they got like pools, they got great lounge areas, fire pit, and all this stuff. It's like everything you'd ever want, and they're all super hot, and they're all very, very sexual
and horny. Horny and sexual are somewhat interchangeable, but like
yes, they are.
In this case,
they're like
both
sexual people, but they're all real spiced up as well, because it's like I guess they were told that they were gonna be at this gorgeous beach getaway, and it's supposed to be for a whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's gonna be you and other hot people, and that's all they know. And they go there, and it's like, I can't wait to get my dick wet. Like they're just like going off. It's like, man, I can't. And then they introduce them one by one. It's like the first girl comes out, she's pretty, in a bikini, showing it off, whatever she's got. And then they have an interview with her. It's like quick things like, how would you rate your looks, and how do you use dating apps? Like, what are you looking for? Do you believe in monogamy? Like all these questions about dating and sex. And after they introduce everybody, anyway, the idea is they're at this getaway, and 12 hours after they start arriving, they're not allowed to have sex anymore.
Shit, I didn't know that. I've only seen the preview, which is where they're on the beach and they're given like the one chick stands up and is blindfolded, and then the guy's like, I'm going for it, and he just goes and makes out with her.
Yeah, so
I'm suddenly not interested in the show anymore.
Yeah. So here's the basically they're in a paradise destination, an idyllic tropical destination, all together, super hot, super horny. They get there, and then there's like literally a countdown timer, and it's like once the timer is over, they're not allowed to have sex. There's $100,000 prize pot.
And listen, each time if it's a choice between a whole summer without sex, surrounded by hot people, and $100,000, better believe I'm not gonna bang anyone.
Yeah, right.
It's not hard to do.
You're already engaged. The thing is, okay, we'll get to that. But
even if I wasn't engaged,
I mean that too.
$100,000 as a bachelor.
It's a pretty sweet deal. But the thing is that, from what I understand, I've only seen the first 30 minutes of the show, and we'll get into why. But I believe the rules are such that if you commit any lewd acts, the prize pot is lessened.
For yourself or for others?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that deep into it because I stopped watching.
Hmm.
Now, I stopped watching because it's fucking cringe-worthy.
I mean, hot people can't be that smart.
The first girl, literally, she's like, I'm a bit ditzy, yeah? So, I'm not the sharpest Spock in the in the book.
You need to
She's
go through
she's
this
something.
show, watch the first 30 minutes again, record like 10-second clips, and show them to me next podcast. Because I guarantee I'm not going to remember to watch any of this, or I will, and I'll record the cringiest parts that I can think of or can find
Okay.
in the show.
First 30, yeah. It's I couldn't watch it. It's like I was trying really hard. There was literally like a point where I reached and I was like cringing so hard. I paused it and I like unfull screened the video. I was like, I can't do this. I tabbed out and then I was like, oh, what do I want to do instead? And then I was like, oh, I kind of want to watch Netflix, but it's on Netflix. So I went back. I was like, okay, I'm already like more than halfway through the first
This
episode.
is live. Matt
let me try.
face stab.
Yeah, what do you think this is recorded right now? Mac
We do
face
take
stab.
questions.
We
Depends
do
on
take
what it's about.
questions.
Anyway, continue.
Well, that's also so. I was like, God, really? I'm gonna try again. I went back in full screen, press play, and then I was like, I kept watching. I was like, okay, I made it through that part, and then like basically the very next part, I was like, all right, no, I closed it. I was like, fuck, can't do it, no way. And it was actually the blindfold part. So the idea with the blindfold, here's one of the cringe parts, where it was like pre-cringe. So there's 12 of them, right? 6 males, 6 females.
Yep.
And the one guy, his name's Sharon. He's a heavily chiseled African American gentleman, very attractive. He's from, I believe, New Jersey, and he's got a bunch of tattoos and whatever.
Okay.
And he's like, "All right, so ladies, how down are you?" And they're like, "What you mean?" He's like, "How down are you?" And I was like,
"What is that supposed to mean?"
We're gonna play the blindfold game. So he gets I have my sleep mask around here somewhere. Basically, it's like a sleep mask. And he's like, right, here's the rules of the game. Put on the blindfold. You can do whatever you want. Anything goes, no rules. To the person, and then they have to take off the blindfold and try and figure out who it was that did that to them.
Anything?
He said, whatever you want, no rules.
Why not just like grab them? Like, why not just like do whatever you want? Like,
that's the idea.
The topic, Matt. Okay, so first of all, Matt asked, "How hard do I have to kick a bear in the nuts to take it down?"
Damn.
Not
how
very
big
hard.
are bears' nuts? That's a big question for me.
Large.
Okay. So it'd be like kicking like a small, like a kickball.
Yeah, basically. There is no topic for podcasts. We kind of just rotate through. And Matt also, the story is about a show called what is it called? Too Hot to Handle on Netflix.
To handle. It's
and
on
we're trying to figure out the premise of it, having only Lexus have watched the first 30 minutes of it. But like that's somewhat of an open-ended rule set. Like, doesn't that open the question for like sexual assault? Or is there like a...
The thing is that the kind of tone is like, it's like, how down are you? He's kind of like confirming. I can't imagine that anybody would like go into it. First of all, they're all, like I said, they're all hot and ready. They're like dripping at the gash. Like literally, it's like they all meet together and then they split off into groups and there's like 3 ladies. It's like, so who are you into? And then the one is like, oh my god, I would wreck Daniel. I would ruin him. So they're down. I mean, they're going for it. The one and like all the guys
if that's
are
the
like,
goal of the show, then yeah, why not? I guess
it's not. The goal is the opposite.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
The goal is that they're not.
So they've gathered cumulatively the lowest intelligent, hottest people.
I wouldn't say necessarily that they're unintelligent, but it is kind of. Oh, dude,
we've gotten like 4 follows so far.
Holy shit! What the hell, dude?
So
thanks, followers.
Cumulatively, the lowest intelligence or most vapid individuals with supposedly the highest classical attraction
ratio quotient.
Yeah. And theoretically, the highest hormone levels.
The thing is, in the pre-game interview, basically every single one of them was like, "I pull." I get it. Like the one girl was like, if there's a hot guy somewhere and I want him,
I'm gonna
basically hair flip. She says this. She says, hair flip, give him a look, game over. I win. That's what she said. So they're all, and then the one guy's like, yeah, I've never really had a problem getting girls.
I mean,
What's my number? Under 1,000, definitely. That's literally what he said.
Do you remember when we were in high school and we were desperate, horny teenagers?
Well,
me.
Yeah, more you than me, but me to a degree, certainly.
And then it got to college, and then we didn't have any problems.
Speak again for yourself.
I'm fairly sure that you told me stories of your exploits.
I mean,
if I had boobs, then I'd get more views and followers. I'm sure I would, but unfortunately, I have neither.
Dude, if we had boobs, we get more views and followers too. What do you mean? Boobs are literally like view fuel. I don't know what you're proving by saying that.
You just need to get a really
If I had more followers, I'd have more followers.
You need to get a you need to get a really voluptuous partner. Doesn't have to be a female. Yeah.
I mean, if he got that cake, he got that cake.
That's all I'm saying, dude. Have him stand in the back in some booty shorts.
Yeah, just have like
Matt said like wait, me or Lexus? Matt said, "Can you grow boobs? Put a bra on. You may trick those who are hard of seeing."
See, what you need, all you need really is a bra, and then you just lean over and you line up the center of the bra with the crack of the ass. It's basically the same.
And then Viral said, or grab a girl and just have A sit next to you. Instantly 100K views. See, I have a fiance. So, I mean, that's reasonable, but she doesn't like being on camera, so.
Also true. So we're just one camera-shy person away from 100K views, says this person in the chat.
I guess
obviously a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could shake what I got. There's nothing there.
Unfortunately, I cannot grow boobs, and there will be no streams where kidnapping females is involved, unless we play GTA in the stream for some reason.
Can you even kidnap in GTA? I feel like you can. It's just like
you
murder
can run them over, though.
and maiming.
I mean, maybe.
Hell yeah, you can.
Can you grab corpses? I don't remember. Maybe if you have like a cargo bob.
Can you hook a corpse?
Probably.
Parade it around.
That shit, dude.
Dude, do you think if you could
Red
hook
Dead
a corpse,
Redemption,
you could cover? Yes, you can. Do you think that you could cover the entire landing pad on the top of the Maze Bank building with corpses?
I think they would despawn if you went too far enough.
No. But then we'd have one person on top and the other person collecting the corpses.
This is really fun. Do you remember when we tried to land the C-130 on top of Maze Bank?
Tried?
We succeeded several times.
Yeah. It's just you gotta. I mean, it's pretty easy concept. You just decelerate, stall right at the top, plonk it.
Right, yep. Took a little bit of practice, but we got there.
Eventually. I was just playing GTA this past weekend, actually, PS4.
Nice.
And I bought, I haven't logged in for so long, and I do this a lot where I won't log in for like a long time, and then I come back to it, and it's like, oh, hey, here's $2 million. Like, I just throw it at you. So I was like, what do I want? I have all this money. What am I going to do? And there's so many. Oh, my God. Do you remember when the Truffade Adder was the most expensive vehicle in the whole game? It was like the Zentorno was the with the best acceleration, but the Adder had the highest top speed.
Yeah, and you remember when Michael and Achievement Hunter had like all of the top shit in GTA, and then they basically made them obsolete when they introduced new stuff.
Yeah, it's like they have like new cars that you can use in GTA Online where they like jump and they have rockets in them, and they put into the game essentially what is a DeLorean clone.
Yep.
It cannot travel through time, but it can fly.
Yep.
I bought that.
Nice.
And I was like, oh my God, a flying car? That's what young early GTA 5 online me wanted more than anything, was like a drivable, flyable vehicle.
Yep.
So I get in, couldn't figure out how to take off. Then I figured it out. And it's like you hit X twice and it like transforms, and then you're hovering, and then you start going, and you're like, ooh, and then you're up in the air. You're like, all right, let's open it up, full throttle. It moves at like car speeds in the air, dude, like ground locked speeds.
That's unfortunate.
And I was like, I was looking between this and another vehicle, which is a bicycle, but it doesn't have any wheels. It's a hovercraft
Yeah,
with
I know
like
what
a
you're talking
jet
about.
engine, and it has rockets.
You
And I
should
was
have gone
like,
with
I
that.
won't get that because it can't do the ground as well, but it can do the air. It
You
turns
should have
out that
gotten that
that
one.
thing goes at like jet speed.
It goes to like Mach 3 or some shit.
I
It's
wanted to
insane.
fucking kill myself, dude. I was like, I'm driving the fucking snail mobile, riding it through the air at hover speed when this dude is like. And then somebody came through and tried to like, they were firing rockets at me. Or no, somebody came down to the ground. And then I started firing at them. Yeah, they were on this thing hovering above the ground. I was like, and they were like, oh shit, better get out of here. Like, fired like a rocket. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. So I went to Los Santos Customs and I sold my DeLorean. And now I'm only $500,000 away.
If you log in during May, at some point after May, you will get $500,000.
Why?
That's a special deal going on right now. Literally, you just have to log into GTA online in May.
In May? Oh no, okay, so this is the thing. This was last week. If it weren't for that $500,000, I would be $1 million away. So I've already collected it.
Okay.
I can't wait. It's gonna be so worth it. I already collected 9,000 because I won one of those free mode races or free mode challenges where it's
Just
like
go do a bunch of gambling at the casino, or just spin that wheel once a day and try it.
So I don't know anything about the casino. I haven't been keeping track of the updates at all.
If you go to the casino, there's a free wheel you can spin, and it gives you either tokens that you can cash out for real money, or in-game money,
Real in-game,
or like prizes like car or clothing.
Then you can just sell the vehicle as well.
Yeah,
can't sell clothes though.
No. Somebody in chat asked, "Are we excited about Assassin's Creed Valhalla? And did you watch the Vikings TV show? And what do you guys work for?" I am a hazardous waste technician at a research institution.
I work for money. So
you work
the
for a
Assassin's
restaurant?
Creed Valhalla thing, I was a huge fan of the early Assassin's Creed games. Like, I remember the first time I saw gameplay for an Assassin's Creed game, I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe this.
Yeah,
and the first one I played actually was Assassin's Creed 2, which I think was a blessing, because Assassin's Creed 1 was kind of doo-doo.
Garbage, yeah.
But then Assassin's Creed 2, Gold, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Platinum, Assassin's Creed Revelations, Diamond.
Revelations was the first one I played.
Oh my god, really so good. Dude, old Ezio, powerful ass motherfucker. And then I played Assassin's Creed 3. What a pile of garbage.
The numbered ones are pretty much lesser, other than 2, obviously. But
yeah,
I played Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah, I have Odyssey and whichever the other one is. Odyssey and Origins, yeah. Odyssey is really, really fun. I really enjoy the scenery. And when I originally bought it, it was on sale, so it was like $20, and I had my GTX 960, so like not a really great graphics card in my computer. Then I upgraded to the RTX 2070, which is like 2 tiers from the top of the line graphics card that's out right now, and it is
chef's kiss.
It is like the most beautiful game I've ever played. And there's a mode where you literally can just go learn about ancient Egypt or ancient Greece.
I'm really pumped for that. The thing is, as much as I love Assassin's Creed, also I forgot to mention I played Assassin's Creed 4 on the PlayStation 4. Big fan of that one as well. It feels really big, but it also feels like it kind of takes a long time. Anyway, I'm not going to gripe specifically with the game. I enjoyed it. I beat the game. It's good. I have not 100%ed it yet, but I plan on it. And since then, I have missed basically every Assassin's Creed game. Rogue, missed it. Syndicate, missed it.
Rogue and Syndicate weren't that great, I heard.
I did hear that they were plagued with issues. I didn't play the one. I think Syndicate was London, Rogue was France. I didn't play any of the Assassin's Creed Chronicles games, which were set in like Moscow and China and whatever. And then I have not played Odyssey or Origins.
Egypt and Greece, like ancient Egypt and Greece, are like my 2 like historical hotspots. So I was really excited for those. That's the only reason I picked those up.
I am also very excited. The thing is that I saw sales for them like being sold together. I was like, how perfect. I just didn't have the money at the time. Sale passed by. I still want to pick them up and play them because I love Assassin's Creed. and I can't wait to try them out. And so Vikings, it can only get better. I mean, Vikings, that's just
Yeah.
hardcore.
Did you see the announcement trailer for that?
I have not seen. The thing is that I didn't watch the trailer, kind of because I don't want. I don't know. Like I don't
Spoil
want it.
anything?
Yeah, I don't see what the point of not watching the trailer is for real. I just have avoided it. I could watch it anytime if I really wanted to. But
Fair enough.
honestly, new Assassin's Creed game, as good as they've been, as far as I've heard recently, I'd say anywhere they go with it. I mean, they could do it about like the redneck assassins from southern US. I'd be fucking there for it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Also, have you heard of this new game? This is not from chat. This is something that I was reminded of. Cyberpunk 2077.
Have you heard? Have you met somebody who's not heard of the game?
No, and I hope not to, because I would have to sit them down and make them watch all the trailers.
Yeah. The thing is that it's about to be like Star Wars meets The Witcher 3.
Yeah, exactly. CD
But, like,
Projekt Red
also-
is like one of the most amazing game studios I've heard of ever.
Here's the thing. I actually went back. I was like, you know what? I saw them on sale, all the Witcher games. I owned Witcher 3 already, so I got Witcher 1 and 2. I was like, I'm going to go through, I'm going to play these games, going to go all the way from the beginning to the end. Baby, it's going to be fucking, it's going to pay off so well. You load up Witcher 1, dude.
Yep.
Oh my god. Holy shit. I'm so glad Witcher 3 is good.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Witcher 1 basically, first of all, like almost tank controls.
Yep.
The combat, have you played it?
I have watched people play. I don't want
Oh
to
my
myself.
god, dude. The combat, dude.
What
It's
was
like it's like to attack
the OG
hold
Skyrim?
the mouse button. What do you mean OG Skyrim? It's
Or,
the same now as it was.
Elder Scrolls, sorry.
Oh yeah, like the first one?
Yeah, that's like
I
you know
never
how
even seen gameplay.
well, it wasn't great.
I can't imagine. I mean, just looking at it, it came out like before The Witcher as well.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So it can only have been older. I'm not saying it's worse because the
I'm
games
trying-
obviously at the time they're impressive, but
I'm
still.
trying to think of like other origin like good original RPGs like those.
Original RPGs.
Yeah, like back in the day, like
I've heard. I don't know if it really fits the niche of an RPG, but I've heard that Thief, the original for the PC, like way long ago, that was
Mhm.
really immersive and people really like fell in love with it.
I have
And
heard
things
something
like-
along those lines.
Fable and
Yeah, Fable too.
like I don't know much about it. I was never really into RPGs
Yeah, me either.
because I was more into like as a kid like kid games like platformers like Ty the Tasmanian Tiger and fucking like Crash
Dude,
Bandicoot.
Ty.
What a fucking treat, right? It's on
That
Steam.
game was so amazing. I know, dude. You know what? Oh, I think I sent you this. They're remaking the Battle for Bikini Bottom game.
I think it's like one guy. He's been remaking that
Really?
for years. Yeah, I saw something about it like forever ago. How he was remaking it. It's like the rehydrated edition or whatever. Let me
Uh-huh.
check it out.
You remember Infamous? Who cannot remember
As
Infamous?
if I could ever fucking forget, dude.
I think Infamous was one of like the OG games we played together. Like probably actually maybe one of the first games we played together.
I remember going to your house. I knocked on your door. I'm sorry, one sec. I'm on ebgames.com right now, or .ca, because it's like the Canadian version of GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking right now, SpongeBob Square, period. Battle for Bikini Bottom, rehydrated FUN edition. Pre-order, $300. Okay, never mind. Okay, I lied. It comes with, I thought I was being like fucking duped. But it comes with 5 key rings, a 7-inch tall Patrick figurine, an 8-inch tall Sandy figurine,
Dude,
and
you can still play this
8-inch tall
game?
SpongeBob figurine. What game?
Tanks, bro.
Tanks? PC like with the wind and the angles and the
Yeah,
There's
dude.
a lot of clones like it. You know what's probably I would say the best of all of the games that follow the format of tanks?
What?
Worms. Have you ever played Worms?
Dude, this game is so OG. Yeah, I played Worms.
I think it's like took all the best parts of tanks and improved them, and took all the worst parts of tanks and improved them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're more mobile. The maps are more interesting. There are more weapons. There's more mechanics.
I think it's just the
team,
nostalgia aspect
of tanks.
Yeah.
Like
you're right. When I watched the Achievement Hunter play Worms, it was pretty fun. Pretty enjoyable.
What were we just on about? We were talking about Thief.
CD Projekt Red.
And CD Projekt Red.
Cyberpunk 2077. I'm excited for that game.
Oh, and we were talking about Infamous. I went over to your house and I knocked on your door. And that might have been the first time you cut your hair short.
Probably.
Because you used to have like long, like hair like you have now all the time.
Yep.
And then I went over to your house and you had a buzz cut, and I was like, and you were like, oh, by the way, I got a PS3. And I was like I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck? How could you not tell me that you cut your hair, you piece of shit? But then we went downstairs and we played, oh my god, dude, we played Infamous 1. I was like...
That game is a masterpiece, honestly.
What a crown jewel. What an amazing, fantastic... I mean, I'm sure if we had not played it at the time, and we went back to it now, it'd be kind of janky, but...
I don't know, man. That game...
I mean, you can raise some issue with it. The biggest issue I have with it is that jumping, Cole is kind of floaty. It's like it feels like if you're trying to grab onto something.
Yeah,
it
you're
like
right.
takes. It's like you jump and then it takes a second. It's like,
yeah,
oh, I'm gonna grab onto this.
Because it's like there were certain ledges that he could hold on to, and the clipping was probably a little weird. But yeah, I get what you mean.
The freaking the powers, amazing. The world, the way it was set up. The upgrades,
the storyline,
the enemies, the freaking, and then it went into Infamous 2, and they totally changed it. I remember being hyped for Infamous 2, like so hyped that I heard that there was a story about it in Game Informer magazine. I was like buying the copy.
Yeah.
And then I took it with me. I think I remember reading it like at lunch with my grandparents.
Didn't you give me that magazine so I could read it after you were done with it?
I definitely think I did.
Because I was
like, look at all this shit. He's got hair now, and he's wearing a t-shirt. You can see his forearms.
Yep,
and oh, dude, all that stuff. Such a big deal. Oh my god. And then Infamous Second Son, when it came out on PS4, it was a launch title. Then you got your PS4. Oh my god, dude.
That shit was fucking amazing.
I had that bag.
Yeah, because we ordered like the special edition or whatever.
Yes.
And I had
It's a good thing we got the Infamous 2 special edition, not the Infamous Second Son special edition, because that one was not as good. It came with an energy drink, and among other things, like vibrant colored condoms.
What the fuck?
You don't remember that?
No.
It was like such a strange thing to hear about. It's like, oh yeah, the special edition comes with like limited edition Sucker Punch branded condoms or whatever. But dude, imagine that nut though.
That's what I'm saying.
God, all the power of Delson Rowe coursing through your veins. I've seen it.
I actually am having flashbacks to playing those games. We played those games for so fucking long.
We played those games so we played it where you beat it good and evil, and I played it good and evil.
Yep.
I beat it both ways.
Yep.
So it's at least 4 playthroughs, but then we would just like
on several different difficulties.
Oh yeah, we had to go back because if we wanted the trophies, we had to play it on hard.
Yep. And I remember we would switch off on that one because it was so frustrating.
Oh my god, we wanted to platinum it together. It was like we did it. We platinumed the game.
I think we ended up doing it on your account, which was fine. I think so.
I mean, whatever.
I think the only platinum I ever had was from Minecraft.
Oh yeah, but that was like that's. I would say that counts because we did get all the trophies, but then they like every update they add more trophies. If you go and look at the trophy list now for Minecraft, it's like Minecraft 100%, and then it's like Minecraft update 11, update
Jesus.
12, update 13. And each one has like between 5 and like 15 trophies.
Oh my god. Can you imagine Ray Narvaez Jr. trying to 100% that game?
I don't think he likes Minecraft very much anymore because
That
by
would
the
take.
time he left Achievement Hunter, he
Yeah, he
was
was pretty
like,
much done with it.
yeah, he
Yeah.
played it once on stream for like the holidays,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't
To
think
appease
he's
the masses.
yeah, I don't think he's the biggest fan of Minecraft.
I wouldn't be either.
I mean, after all, the thing is that it wasn't just like playing it so often; it was that like achievement shitty, which was on Xbox. It was like so glitchy, so full of stuff, and it was all so close together because the world was started in a one map by one map world size.
Yeah, and then when they expanded it, it kind of fucked some shit up.
They reached the picture limit, they reached the mob limit. The whole thing was constantly lagging. They've completely abandoned it. They don't like they started a whole new like I think they only do PC now,
Probably, yeah.
and they left Achievement City like completely behind. They have a new place they call it Achieve Land, and they've set up base in Achievement Cove.
Remember
I
when
was
we
watching. That's the last thing I watched.
You remember when we recreated the entirety of their original base with like
The entire? Do you think we did that? I don't even know if we did that much. We may. I
Yeah,
think
because
maybe
remember
we
we
did the
started.
star.
We were like, yeah, we did the star and we did all the houses, including Gavin's, down to the pictures. I remember because we got the pictures exactly right, and we built the little secret cave with his one tower of
His
pimps.
trophy room.
Yeah, and then we started on Jeff's monolith.
I don't think that's how the monolith started. I think that was just
It was separate, but we started on Jeff's monolith because we wanted to do it, but then we ended up finishing it in creative, and then we did our own monoliths in a different world because we got
survival.
bored. Yeah, in survival.
And then we were like, all right, we built to the build height. What do you want to do? It's like you want to build another one right next to it out of a different material. So we did it out of jungle wood. Oh. And the stupid thing is that in that exact world, we were set up right in the corner of the map, and it was only one map large. We were set up in the corner, and you set off. You took like all of our food. We hadn't even like completely set it up yet. Our rooms were still like unfinished because we each had like a separate room. And you were like, instead of working on your room or like the farm that we had or whatever, you took all the food and you went to the other corner of the map as like not like if it was like 4 corners, we're in this corner, you went to this corner and you were like, dude,
we should
come
connect
here
our
now.
bases.
No. This is way before that. You were like, you have to come over here immediately. I found our new home. I was like, what do you mean? We haven't even moved in here yet. You're like, no, forget about it. This is where we live. So I filled up my inventory. I left everything that wasn't necessary behind. I trekked across the whole map, and I found you in the middle of a cavern. And do you remember how long we spent before we stopped playing that day?
Not distinctly, but I remember we just kept going and going and going.
I'll tell you, because I'll never forget how long we played that day. It was 9 hours. It was 9 hours. And by the end of it, we turned that cave into a hall. We had like a grand staircase going up. We had the mines over. Oh my god, dude! I can't believe we even played that long.
We had like the mines of Moria going.
Yeah, and we would play. We would like it'd be like.
Yeah, it was like
it was all right, and then we just like we'd go like take a piss, come back.
It wasn't like.
And it's like I'm gonna go get. We have like 2 cases of Dr. Pepper in the fridge, like in the unfinished part of your basement. It's like, I'm gonna go get a Dr. Pepper. You want one? It's like, yeah, bring me 2. It's like, all right, I'm gonna get 2 too. And then you go. We come back with 4 Dr. Pepper. Lay them down. Just keep going. Oh my god. The fervor, and the desire, and the drive. I wish I felt half as much enthusiasm about anything in my life now as I did about that Minecraft world that one day for 9 hours.
Same, dude. Hey, I have a question. If I
Yes.
clocked in at 10:45 this morning, what's 8 hours from 10:45? Would that be 6:45?
Yes.
Okay.
No, wait. 10, 11, 12. Yes, 6:45.
Okay.
For a second, I was like, no, that's 10 hours, but it's not. It's 8.
Anyway, yeah, I wish I was motivated about things like that anymore. I haven't found anything
You know what the
that has
obvious
peaked.
answer is? Minecraft.
Fair enough. We should just.
Minecraft with me.
That's true. We like that level of creativity and like the OG Minecraft experience was probably unparalleled in my experience.
Gotta say. But then we kind of did have a little renaissance with the world that we were doing recently, and we built up that farm. Oh my god, dude!
That was.
And then we had the whole house, and I expanded the house, and we redid the whole thing in stone bricks. I built that big portal tower, and then
Rick still has that world file.
Perfect.
He said he could send it to us if we wanted to start up our own.
I would love that. But also, you know what? Here's the thing. Since I've been playing Minecraft for so long, it's like eventually you get to the point where it's like, well, what are you really gonna do? I mean, you go mining, and then you build a farm, and then you find the stronghold, and then you go to the Nether, and then you beat the Ender Dragon, and then you win. It's like, okay, that takes what, like 50 hours, maybe?
Maybe. I mean,
if you really take your time. I mean, we were never in a rush. It was just like, I feel like we'd get to the point. It's like, all right, I got like a diamond sword. And then it'd be like, all we need to do is get like 48 diamonds, and we'll have full sets of diamond armor. And then it's like, once you have diamond armor, it's kind of like we could fight the Ender Dragon now, right? Yeah. But like
building was always your and I's like top priority. Like we always wanted to build new things or like make these grand hauls and gestures. Also, someone in chat just asked, "What is the topic for this podcast?" Right now, we're talking about our Minecraft experience, nostalgia. But we kind of just been rotating.
We've been gaming together now, like
12 years.
Almost 12 years, must be.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 12 years. Yeah, holy shit. So we got a lot to go through. We got like the whole PS3 era, then we moved to the PS4, then this dude got rid of his PS4, not bitter about it. Just kidding, am. And now we both got PCs. So
do you think that if I got a PS4 again, and I re-downloaded Minecraft, I'd be able to recover our maps?
If you linked them up like via cloud save, yes.
Because I definitely cloud saved several of our maps. I just don't remember exactly which ones it was.
I mean, if you saved some, then they're likely there. I don't know how the data goes, but you didn't delete your account. You just don't have the PS4 anymore.
Yep.
So if you were to log in and like access the cloud, then you would be able to get it. Yeah.
Yes. I'm actually going to see if I can log into my PlayStation account real quick. I should have the information saved.
That'd be nice. On that PC?
Yep.
Here's the thing I was going into though. We've played Minecraft so much. I've played Minecraft, I feel like, no offense, maybe a little bit more than you.
Minecraft?
Yeah, because I'll play like in my free time, like for hours and hours and hours. It's just like I'm into
my account.
But I'm at the point now where I've started modding, as you know.
Yeah.
Because it gives access to like the whole plethora. The thing is that you don't have to do it like you can have like the Sky Factory mods, or like a Feed the Beast mod pack, let's say, which is a popular. It's like they'll release a new Feed the Beast, like Feed the Beast Ultimate and Feed the Beast, like it's just the name of the mod, like set kind of. You can do that, but just in like a vanilla world where you like spawn in, and it's like, oh well, there's biomes and stuff and animals and everything, but you still have access to all these other mechanics, and I think it's really really fun. So if we were gonna do anything like that, I think it'd be kind of worthwhile to consider doing something like that. Now the question is, would me taking a bathroom break be too awkward for you to handle alone with the chat, or would I be able to run quickly and take a... All right, I'm going to go super quick. Watch record time. Okay, really.
Okay. All right, everyone. We J chillin'. How's everyone doing?
Now, riddle me this.
Yes.
Multiple people have asked us during the stream what the topic is of the stream. And I know it's kind of an amoeboid, directionless, formless thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we still have our lists, right? That we keep of things that we want to talk about, and we float through them, and we pass by them, and we bump against them. But there's not really any set thing. But if people wanted to have the capability to suggest topics of conversation, I think it'd be worth coming up with a way to entertain those ideas.
I believe so. I mean, if we just both keep chat up and answer questions in chat, it works out pretty well that way.
That's fair.
I have chat up, and I can read off of it as I'm streaming directly from my computer. So now,
that's what I've been. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm looking at my my PlayStation account and getting nostalgia.
Because of all your trophies?
No, I actually don't know how to check my personal trophies and everything.
Or just check your impersonal trophies.
I received a friend's request.
Oh my god, who from? Who would you get a friend request from?
I don't have any idea, just random people.
Yeah, people, it's weird. There's like bots on PS4 now. They'll just like friend you and then start a chat conversation with you, but not send anything.
Yeah, that's I mean, I got friend requests from a bunch of random people. Somebody sent me a link, whatnot.
A link? Do not follow that link.
Yeah, I'm not. Let's see. I have 10 stars or whatever on my trophies list. I have one platinum. I have 633 total trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, some of these names I haven't seen in forever.
Names of games?
No, of people on my friends list.
Oh.
Cart Janice. I think we played Call of Duty with that person.
Maybe. Yeah, we used to troll on Call of Duty Black Ops.
We had
we were kind of awful. We would one of us would be playing the game and the other one would put on the headset and just put on a really shitty accent and talk shit to the other team.
Dude, remember that time when I put on the voice or the voice changer and I was trying to convince that kid that my voice is actually that low?
He's like, no way. It's like, yeah, my voice is totally this low. What are you talking about?
Yo, you remember when we beat fuck, what was it called? Octodad?
Oh my god.
On the mode where we each controlled two
arm and one leg. That was tough. But it was total. That's the kind of game that I love. I love cooperative.
Yeah, exactly.
Games. Did I ever tell you there's this fucking dude that I was hanging out with for a little bit in there? And I invited him over to my place. And we were hanging out, and my roommate was there, and he had someone over too. And so there was 4 people. And I was like, dude, let's play Overcooked 4-player mode. Because that's every once in a while you get a game that really hits the local co-op stride. It's a really good.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like challenging, but it's fun. I think Overcooked is like one of those great games that's really good for multiple people.
Yeah,
and we
it
had
is.
4 people. It's like, oh my god, let's play Overcooked. I have a copy. He has a copy. Let's play it. What's up?
For Minecraft PS4 edition.
Yeah.
It says that I have 1 platinum trophy and only 33% complete on all the trophies.
Yeah,
That's
told
how
you,
much has come out, which
there's
is
so many.
insane. That's
It's quite a
so
lot.
much.
Almost unprecedented.
Oh my god. And anyway, I came on this website to see if I could find a good deal on a PlayStation.
And well, the PS5 is about to come out.
Yeah, so
But
the
that makes
PS4 is
value
going to
the
drop in
PS4
price a
go
lot.
up or down. Oh yeah, I figure.
You what?
I was wondering if it would be more or less, because it's kind of like I was just imagining like with a video game when the sequel comes out, it's the games that came before it kind of get more expensive because of the spike in popularity.
Probably right. What's the PS4 Pro or PS4 console? Probably just PS4, right?
Well, the PS4 Pro is for people who still live with their moms and are babies. No, I'm kidding. It's like if you want to play 4K and at like
I have a PC if I
elevated
want to play 4K.
exactly, and you have like elevated frame rates or whatever, and it has a terabyte hard drive.
This PS4 is for some reason $400, $300 still.
It's like almost release price, dude.
That's what I'm saying. It was $400 on release. Now it's $300. Seriously?
I've heard suppositions that PS5 will be $500, which I don't doubt.
I mean, for a console, that's like actually a pretty reasonable price considering all the hardware they're packing in there and all the development that's going into it. But like, why not just buy a PC at that point?
Think about this: adjusted for inflation. I forget. I once saw a graphic which organized all of the consoles by price adjusted for inflation, and I was blown the hell away. Uh,
Dude, you remember all of our cringy video ideas that we had? That's another thing I wanted to talk about.
you mean yesterday? No, I'm kidding. Obviously. Okay, wait. Here we go. All right. Let me just go down the list here.
Okay.
Okay, so this goes in chronological order. So I'm gonna go reverse. The Switch. Well, no. Let's skip over Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, PlayStation 3. Okay, let's start with the PlayStation 3. At release, its price point was $500.
Wait,
Or
really?
$499. I mean, that's what it says here. $499, 2006.
Oh my god, dude.
But it, okay, so this console's there's sort of this price adjustment is for 2016. So it's not
Okay.
even true to today because we're 4 years later. But in 10 years of inflation, the price adjusted for inflation into 2016 is $596, which is a lot
That is a
for one
lot.
console.
All right, Alexis, I have a
Now,
surprise.
a surprise for me? What could it be? Oh my god!
This is
Hi,
Bean.
Iris! Oh, it's Bean? I thought it was Iris.
Now he changed the name to Bean.
Oh, very cute Bean.
What?
Oh my god, the little meows. Is she actually making noise? I can't hear her over your mic.
She didn't that time now.
Oh.
Oh, bless you. We sneezed. You need down?
Yeah, so let's forget all this console adjusted for inflation, game trophies, and cloud saves for a second. How's the cat doing?
Cat's doing
You gotta
good.
tell me all about that cat.
So when we found Bean, she had hella eye infections and she was not doing great. We'll be done in a little bit. Oh, okay. She had like both of her eyes were horribly infected, almost like shut with like crust and nastiness and everything, and upper respiratory infection and underweight. And she has since mostly cleared the eye infection. We got her on eye drops, and we have once a week oral antibiotics that are going on. So that's helping with her upper respiratory infection. She's still sneezing a lot, but she's eating really well. She eats about a can of wet food a day.
Isn't the can like as big as she is?
Yeah. She is 0.8 pounds at last weight.
Oh my god, dude. She's so cute. Now, here's the funny thing. My old roommates actually had a cat that they took in off the street. They named her Beans.
Okay.
Which is a funny parallel. And she didn't grow at all from when they picked her up. She was like, I forget how old she was when they got her. She wasn't a kitten. She wasn't as small as Bean is now.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like still like this long, not including the tail.
What the hell?
She's tiny. She's like the cutest thing ever. So I hope Bean stays tiny.
I hope she doesn't stay this tiny.
She'll produce less feces as well.
Good girl. We went to the bathroom all by herself.
Oh my god.
She never leaves us alone. She's very clingy now, which is, better than it could be. Mm-hmm. The cats have started to accept her. Orbit was caught playing with her today.
Red-handed, red-pawed.
Instead of hissing at her. So that's a change.
So now it's you and your female street cat and your female original cat and your female second cat and your female fiance.
Yes.
Sounds like I need to move in.
More than enough to go around.
Oh, there's yeah. You're drowning in it. It sounds like.
She likes to sleep with us.
That's dangerous.
It is. She's very tiny, and it's easy to lose her even on the bed. So hypervigilance is necessary, and I haven't slept much recently. Where are we going, Bean?
I can just imagine you in bed. You're like,
yeah, like before I make any move, I'm like, okay, she's not around me. I can roll over. But today, and like, I have to be careful when I'm wearing shoes because she likes to just come sit in between your feet and meow at you to pick her up. But she sits down before she starts meowing, so she'll like appear out of nowhere and then start meowing. And there's like that brief moment where like you have the potential to just like step on her, especially when you're wearing shoes.
That would be the greatest horror story ever.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like
dude.
you're like nursing her back to health. It's like, God, she's doing so great. It's like her eye infections are like gone, and then the next week we're on the podcast, and you're just like weeping, just like.
So I stepped on the cat.
She's dead. Or just even worse, you just like break her back, so she has to be in one of those wheelchairs. We had to amputate her tail, unfortunately.
I amputated it myself on accident.
Whoops.
Didn't actually. This is a what-if situation.
That's fine. We just saw the cat.
The cat is perfect.
The tail between then and now.
Hi, Venus. Come here.
Oh. There's so this is the first cat.
Yeah.
The original one.
Hey.
Okay. Hello. Oh god, I want a cat so bad. I love cats.
What'd you say? Really? Okay. You say anything else?
For the folks.
Nothing else?
For the peeps. No. Alright.
Alright, we're chilling.
Just relaxing. Chilling out, Maxim, relaxing, all cool. I used to not like cats.
Oh,
did I ever tell you that?
I did.
Did you kill her?
No.
Okay. God.
She's well and alive.
Talk about it. All right, Venus. That's not very nice. Damn, Venus. What the fuck? So Orbit's more chill with her than Venus?
Yes, Orbit has fully accepted her, it seems. Hey, chill, you're still on camera.
Not even close to you. Damn. Motherfucker.
What? What'd you say?
What? Oh my god. That got caught up on the camera. Alright, we need to clip that. Because that's the cutest thing.
Alright, everybody say hi to Bean.
Oh, look at those eyes. Oh my god, I remember like the pictures you showed of her where her whiskers were all like bedraggled and all the fur around her eyes was like caked.
Yeah, she was in a bad shape.
Hmm.
All right, don't press any buttons, Bean.
Does she weigh enough to press a button?
Just barely. Anyway, those are the kitties. You can see Venus still here.
Yeah. Orbit somewhere. Miles and miles above the surface of the Earth.
Orbit was in here as well for a little while. Oh.
How could she be in there and also miles and miles above the surface of the Earth?
I'm waiting for her to stop scratching herself. Okay, we're good. Anyway, yeah, those are the kitties.
Yeah.
If Orbit was in here, I'd show you her
Have a
as well.
family photo. But then the Venus would strike out at Bean, and then Orbit would come to Bean's defense, and then they'd be fighting. Then Bean would just mew the whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'd have to cut the stream because it's animal abuse.
Okay,
So don't do
Alinity.
that. Oh, didn't she like beat her dog or something?
She only has a cat, but
Okay,
she took her cat and she went yeet and like literally threw it over her head behind her and like
That's
fed
troubling.
it vodka and has like slapped its ass or like literally slapped it across the face and shit. Yeah,
I remember a streamer was like they had like a large dog, and the dog was vying for her attention. She was like, "Oh my god, get the fuck away from me!" She was like smacking it and like pushing it away from her.
what the hell?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid the shit that people will do like on a stream, not even thinking. I mean, obviously, or do in general. Don't beat your dogs. Treat your pets with respect.
I mean, yeah,
But
you know,
people just do all kinds of dumb shit. It's like people see you.
yeah, you're not like a.
But of course, at that point, you're so used to it. You're just like, oh yeah, I just beat my dog. People can see it. It's fine.
Do you see Venus tracking the fly in the background?
Yeah. Oh, is there a fly? That's what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, she went
She was
hunter
like-
mode real quick. Do they ever like go to the window and then do that thing?
What thing?
You know, where a cat will go to a window and they'll try to prey on something, or they'll want to prey on something, but they can't, so they just kind of like
Yeah, all the time.
low growl at it. Like they do this thing, they get real, and they're just like,
Yeah, the clicks. Yeah.
yeah. Nice curved monitor. The curve is very pronounced from this angle.
I'm trying to
Dude,
show
she's
you
gonna-
cats.
Yeah, she's gonna like jump and land right on your webcam and ruin the whole angle. It's gonna be hilarious.
This is
I was just thinking
more-
about when you see a video of a cat and they're doing something and they like fuck something up horribly, but they also frighten themselves in the process.
My
So
cats
they'll
do
like
that a
knock
lot.
over like a whole piece of furniture and then just like skitter away.
Yeah. My cats do that more than I like to admit.
Ooh,
They scare themselves just about every day.
nice.
What? You're literally gonna kill yourself on stream doing that, and then we're gonna get permabanned.
No, it's fine. I do that all the time.
You'll get permabanned from life, and
Not true.
I get
And you'll get
permabanned from
banned
Twitch.
from having a friend
Mhm.
anymore. But then, what was I just thinking about? Oh, I heard this amazing story from a friend of mine in high school's dad, and it wasn't even his story. It was about a friend of his, but he had a cat that kept on jumping on and gripping onto their curtains. And I guess this is a problem a lot of people face with cats.
Yes.
But the cat kept on like clawing at the curtains and holding on and like dragging down, which obviously you don't want. So he rigged something up such that it was like a blank.
Like a blank bullet.
Yeah. To his curtain rod, so that when his cat put its weight on the curtain rod, there was like a pin that triggered the blank.
What the
And
fuck,
he
dude?
said that the cat tore across the carpet, leaving a trail of feces behind it,
Oh, hi,
which
Venus.
I think is an amazing idea.
Venus, you trying to say hi to the webcam?
Hi, Venus.
Look.
This is really devolved.
Like,
I love how no one's asking now what the subject matter of the stream is.
oh, all right. Well, I guess nobody wanted to see me. Thanks for the follow,
No.
Crystal.
Oh, dude, what's up? Thank you, Crystal, for the follow. Really appreciate it. Oh my goodness. I need a cat. I say that, but I also work like 8 hours a day. It'd be, well, I guess cats are kind of individual, but I wouldn't want to get just one. And I do live in basically just this one room. I need to improve my living situation so I can get a cat.
Yeah.
It is.
The only reason I have 3 cats is because of this house. If I didn't have a house,
Yeah.
like a whole ass house for them to live in, I definitely would not have so many cats. This is quite the amusing angle, Venus. You should stay there.
You should have we should have a cat stream where you just like have all the cats in the room and just close the door and sit on the floor.
Not a bad idea. Venus,
And then
what are
we
you
could
looking
try
at,
and
dude?
talk, but we would be doing what we're doing right now, which is really just talking about the cats the entire time.
So you remember was it on PS3 or PS4 that Borderlands first came out?
PS3. The original Borderlands was on PS3.
So remember when I ordered the Borderlands 2 Special Edition, where it had all the shit in it, or like it was the bundle or whatever? She's staring at Axton.
Oh.
That's what she's been staring at for whenever she's been in this situation. Yeah.
Did the fly?
I have no idea what the fly did or did not do.
Okay. You just said whenever? Did you pick that up from the Pennsylvanians?
Yep.
Can't fucking believe it. That was honestly, it's the weirdest thing. That's the one thing that bothered me the most about people from Pennsylvania.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's
whenever you go like that verbal take.
Here's the thing. To me, the concept of the word whenever is to denote a time which you're not aware of the exact placement of.
Yeah.
It's like, whenever they get here.
Yeah, not
or whenever that happened. Not like, oh, remember when we went together at this time to go there? It's like, we know when it happened. We remember this time. It's not whenever.
Sometimes
we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one thing that really bothers me. That and pop.
That I picked up, unfortunately, after my 4 years. The ambiguity between the whenever and when or whatever. Never
whenever.
Or never I could never tell when I was doing it correctly or when I wasn't.
You mean whenever?
After working at camp for so long, I couldn't tell. It's like it switches on and off randomly. Hello, Undertaker.
Welcome, Undertaker. In case anyone's lost, we're talking about how when we were younger and in Boy Scouts, the two of us, he at first and then myself later on worked at some scout camps which were in Pennsylvania, which is not the state we're from, and they have different things that they say there. Though, you know what really caught me off guard? I heard people tell me that people would say, instead of like you all or you guys, they would say yins.
Yeah, I never heard that.
And I was like, that's not true.
That must be a solely
no
Pittsburgh thing.
I heard it. It must be, but I heard it. I heard it happen. It was during a demonstration at the camp that we worked at in the Scoutcraft area, of the filleting of a catfish. And the dude was doing it, Pennsylvania born and raised, an older gentleman. And he was filleting the fish, and there are a whole bunch of kids because you don't fillet one fish for every kid, because it's like,
yeah,
you'll fillet one fish for educational purposes.
Yeah.
But you do one for the whole week, and every kid who needs to see it is there.
Yeah.
So we're at the table, and there's a whole bunch of kids around, and he's like, how about yins come around here so you can get a better look? I was like, what the fuck did you just say? Yins? And then I was watching, do you know who Fred Armisen is?
I recognize the name, yeah.
He was an SNL cast member. He's in Portlandia. Have you seen Parks and Recreation?
Uh-huh.
You know when they have the sister city in that foreign country and they come to visit, and it's like, oh, well, your entire city is so garbage. I hate the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was him. That's Fred Armisen. But he did some observational humor about accents in each of the 50 states, and he did like a bit of an accent from every state.
Uh-huh.
And when he did the Pennsylvania accent, he said yins. I was like,
I fucking know.
Fred, he knows.
Shit. I think you might have actually shown me that bit. You showed me a lot of comedy bits
maybe.
back in the day.
I saw it on, I think, Netflix's Instagram page.
Was it recently?
Yeah, it was recently.
Okay, maybe not then. Maybe thinking of something else. Huh.
Could probably find it and send it to you, though.
Wouldn't be hard. Orbit? Nope.
Orbit? Oh, no.
Unlucky.
Which one of your cats do you like the best?
I don't really prefer one over the other, but they have different personalities that are good for different situations.
That's totally fair.
Like Bean is good to sleep with because
Really?
she just wants to cuddle. Yeah, she never
good
causes problems.
but unsafe.
Yes, she never causes problems when we're trying to sleep, unless she.
Mhm.
So like her collar, her neck is so small that we gave her the smallest collar we could possibly find. But whenever she does anything that involves putting her paw up like this, it goes through the collar and gets stuck.
That's so funny.
And she does it all the time. So occasionally she'll come up to me in the middle of the night, like limping, and have her paw stuck like this with the collar around it and around her neck, and she'll start meowing, and so I'll have to wake up and fix that. But so she's good to sleep with because she never does anything. She just wants to sleep and cuddle and be warm. You're so good. She's scooping her litter box right now. Oh, Orbit's in here to help her.
Orbit? Well, you gotta show Orbit. You can't show two of the cats and not the third.
That's the best way to show Orbit. Orbit! I'll be right back.
Alright. Go. Fight. Win.
Yeah?
Fred Armisen, he is quite hilarious. Con YN BC, if you're hungry, you should get some food. I recommend some hummus, perhaps with a bit of pita bread. Doesn't enjoy a bit of pita. There's Orbit.
Hey.
Hi, Orbit. Get away from me. Leave me alone. Wow.
What'd you say? She looked at the camera like, help me.
Yeah, right?
But that's Orbit.
I feel like Orbit is like the most hectic of the three.
Yeah, Orbit's like a maniac demon. She's fun. She's fun to play with. And like she's definitely the most hyper one. And then Venus is just chilled out.
Except when it comes to Bean.
Yes.
And where she's like a total bitch.
Yep. So
I feel like that's the way that Cinnamon was. You remember my dog Cinnamon?
Yes, Cinnamon and Busy.
Yes, but whenever Busy would have puppies, and we would have Cinnamon around them, they would plod up to him like how puppies can't walk yet, you know?
Yeah. Just like Bean.
They would come up to him like, and he would be like, and just walk away.
Yeah.
Like, done with
yeah, except like Venus does that sometimes. Like she had a little period today where I feel like she just like she didn't want to hiss or anything, but she just like wanted away from Bean. Like she really only hisses when she's like forced to be up close. You know?
Yeah.
That's how Orbit was at the very beginning too. But
nah, she'll come around.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope. I would hate for you to have two cats and just they hate each other for all time.
Well, that's how Orbit and Venus were at first. Like,
oh shit,
Orbit didn't know what hissing was, so she just was like, like hissing at everything. Like she would see a wall and be like, like just like hiss at everything.
Creatures, feline.
Yeah, and Orbit or Venus was like, "Why did you bring another animal in here?
I'm the only one you need."
Yeah, I am the queen of this house. And then they got used to each other and they slept together. Like they're fine. And,
wow.
Yeah.
Buy her dinner first.
Yeah, exactly. And then now Orbit has gotten through that phase, and I caught her licking Bean this morning, cleaning Bean. So that's nice. Oh my god, that is a stinky shit.
Wow.
This little animal, I might have to end the podcast soon. This is really bad.
I understand because the thing is, the one thing that was really really nice about the last place I lived is my roommates had 3 cats, and they were all super well. One of them was super affectionate. 2 of them were super cute, and 3 of them were cats.
Yeah.
So that was great. The great thing about it is that they were their cats before we moved in together. I moved in with them. I never ever had to, not never ever, because they were away. I watched the cats while they were gone for like a weekend one time, and I
Mhm.
changed the litter box one time. But other than that, I didn't have to deal with any of that. It was the nice. So I got all the benefit of living with cats,
Yeah.
but
That's always
I
nice.
rarely had to feed them, and only once did I ever have to um, clean the kitty litter, which was awesome.
Yeah, I don't really mind having to clean the cat litter because it's every 2 weeks. But I got a special litter box just for her. It's literally a plastic or a cardboard box lid with litter in it because she's so small.
Hmm.
Um, but it's in my office, so,
Mm.
so if she has a stinky poop
Like now.
like now, and now she's playing. You know the little toys that cats like carry around in their mouth, and like that's all they're
Yeah,
good
like
for is like
it's like a stuffed like thing this big with like a little tail on it.
yeah, and it's like only good for like batting around or carrying around.
Yeah,
This cat used it as a kicker toy because she's so small. She can wrap
I
her
believe
front arms around it and kick it with her back feet while laying down, and it's not.
it.
That's like as big as her.
Did, did I ever tell you the most hilarious thing about the cats I used to live with? This is reminding me of this. First of all, that's adorable because she's so tiny. Second of all, the cats I used to live with, the third one, the one that they adopted off the street, came later. So the
Mhm.
first 2 had lived together for some time before she arrived. So they had like a rapport, and they would play and fight and play fight. And the one it was Mischief and Manu, and Mischief is a black cat, and Manu is mostly white, and he's really fat and she's really thin. So they would have like fights, and Mischief like goes in for the bats,
Mhm.
and Manu would just like go on his back and like, and then they would get into a lock, and they'd have each other in like a 69 headlock, like they were making out in Spider-Man 1, you know, like heads like coming in like that, and Manu would like grab her head, and then his back feet he would just run on her forehead, and she would just be taking paws to the face. It was the most hilarious thing. Just like running laps on her. Oh my god, cats are the best. I can't believe I didn't like cats as long as I didn't like cats
I did we have cats when you were around?
all the time. Like ever since I knew you until you left,
Let's say we had
Bana,
Hemingway. Oh, I guess
and
just
then you
Bane and
got
Hemingway.
yeah, and then Bana sadly passed, and then you got the 2 new ones, Poe and Loki.
True. Yep.
Whatever happened to Hemingway?
Hemingway got eaten by coyotes, we assume.
Oh fuck.
That's why we don't let our cats out anymore. I'm not really sure what happened to Poe and Loki.
I thought one of them definitely got hit by a car.
You're right. And then Loki we found dead.
Found dead?
Yeah, in our house in Kansas. That's why my parents got new cats. We had like my parents had like gone away for the weekend or something, and my dad came back. This was like, yeah, they always wear colors inside, so we can hear where they are. My dad like went on a business trip or something, or something like both of my parents were gone. My dad came back,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like sprawled, like she had been mid like sprint,
Mm-hmm.
just like dead. Just dead in the middle of the floor. And they said that apparently there's like a 25% rate of cats having like a cardiac issue. Like cats just like randomly will have
Huh.
cardiac arrests and die.
That's so. I mean, I honestly, it's kind of funny to think about it. It's not funny at all because it was a cherished pet, and I loved your cats as much as you did, for sure. No, maybe not, but I really did enjoy all your pet cats that you had. But I just envision, because you know cats do that thing where sometimes they'll just be like,
Time to zoom.
Time to fucking go.
Yeah.
And then just take off. So I'm just imagining her just like, and then just like running, and then dying mid-stride, and just like,
yeah, I mean that's basically what we assume happened.
oh my
but
god!
Like, I
how
imagine her
horrendous.
having like the moment where she's like you know, like they go, "Woo," and their ears go straight back, and they go,
Mm.
"I'm ready," and they just start zooming. I'm imagining like that process happening, the thought going through mind, zoom, going like one stride, and then just like, nope.
the takeoff, the second dead.
Yeah.
I think the idea of her dying like in the air.
This is really fucked up.
No, it's fine. She's been dead for years. I actually had a similar thing happen that in my childhood that I don't think I ever told you about. Because my family used to own birds. We were a bird family for a little bit.
I think you had some birds while I knew you in Virginia.
I can't remember when.
Maybe it was your
decided to finally
sisters.
get rid of them all. No, because after we got rid of the last of our family birds, nobody in my family ever got birds again. Which should tell you something about how terrible birds are to own.
Yeah, dude, I know.
They're pretty bad, and they're loud, and they poo everywhere, and the feathers get everywhere.
Yep.
And bird seed sucks as a food because it's so tiny and it gets everywhere. Anyway, birds aren't great, but birds are fine. I think cats are better.
Yes.
But one time we had these parakeets, and they were named Jade and Blueberry.
Okay.
And they were green and blue, respectively, naturally.
We're going to call this the last story, then wrap up, because I got to go do something.
Okay, I understand. We also have been going for more than 2 hours.
Yes.
So, Jade and Blueberry, our beloved parakeets, they lived together in the cage. They were pals. And we kept them, the way my house was set up, we had like a half floor. You remember?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so there's like the living
you
room.
walk in, and then there's the upstairs and the downstairs, but there's like a main living room area.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we had like the living room, we had 2 lazy boy chairs in there, and then there's like an upper bit with a railing, and then they were at the back of the house in that room. And they were in their cage. We would rarely ever let them out of their cage, which I realize kind of fucking sucks for them, but they would shit everywhere. So we left the house, went somewhere, not for long, I think. And we would, I mean, if we were going somewhere, we wouldn't leave them like starving, you know? And we come home, and we can't find Jade for the life of us. She's not in the cage. And we have no clue how she could have gotten out. And then we find her cold and dead behind my dad's lazy boy chair in the living room at the front of the house.
What the hell?
No clue. Not even an inkling to this day of how it could happen or how she got there. But she was, or how she died. But she was there dead on the ground.
That's somewhat odd.
I agree. Perfect note to end the stream on.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, I'll never let you die cold and dead randomly when you're leaving.
In mid-stride in the air during zoomies.
Listen, that's not something I can control, but I'll do my best.
Oh, she's so, look at the collar, it's so loose. Oh
yeah,
my God.
Dude, she gets her paw like right through this part right here. So she has her paw like up like this through it or something.
Mm-hmm. It is so loose. Like, you think you know how loose it is, and then it's even, because her neck also, it's like, it looks big because of the fur, but it's probably like that fucking big.
Yep. She's actually gained a lot of weight since we got her, and her beans are always so cold because you're on the concrete. But like I could feel her spine, like every individual vertebra and all of her ribs, and now I can't even feel her ribs hardly.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Good bean. And
she eats really well, and she poops on her own. Yes, she does.
All right. Well, let's. If we're gonna cut it, I mean, save that for post stream.
All right. Well, this has been fun.
It's been great. So I think we definitely. I mean, last time we did an hour, it felt like kind of like, all right, let's cut it because it's an hour. But we, I mean, we've proven today that we can go for 2 hours.
2 at least. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the nice thing about this one is that it being the first one that you'll be able to view on YouTube at BlueFoodTV as a video on demand is that we didn't say anything in here necessarily that you have to cut out.
Yep, that's true. I was conscious of that.
I couldn't think of a single thing. We didn't say the name of the church. We didn't say the name of anybody except your fiance's first name, but that's fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, we literally have our names up on screen, so it doesn't matter.
And our
But,
faces.
yeah. But I'll provide the links to those few videos whenever I upload this to YouTube tomorrow. And
Proper use of the word whatever.
and I'll edit some panels on this so that you can donate if you so choose. And we'll have our social on there. And
Oh yeah.
our YouTube link.
Also,
obviously.
we need to clip her muse for Twitch.
Yes, that's true. Thank you, Crystal, for coming for the cat and sticking around for the funny stories. We do our best. We do this every.
We have plenty more, by the way, funny stories, and please continue. I interrupt you. Please go.
We do this every Wednesday, or we've started doing it every Wednesday. This is only the second episode of this. She is chewing on my finger currently, or trying to. Her mouth can barely fit around my finger.
I mean, even makes her cuter.
Anyway, yeah, we're going to try to do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Your audio just completely cut out. You're muted.
She muted me.
Nice. Go ahead.
We're going to try to do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 5 p.m. Central Time. And so follow us, turn on notifications if you so please. And we might go live every once in a while playing games together or something of that sort. We'll try to stream it here. And that's just about that. So thank you all for tuning in, and check out the YouTube videos.
Hope to see you in the next one.
Thanks so much.